I'm Jonathan Albin, the game master and storyteller, and I'm gonna have my where you would want a ticket to if you were going to buy another ticket on the temporal train of Mavu.
I am Xavier, the Inquisitive Hunted. I am not actually here right now. At least I am here in spirit. Let's put it that way. The first generation, if possible, to see where this all began. That's how inquisitive my character is. He wants to know as much as he can. And why not start at the beginning?
First iteration. Never mind. I'm not saying anything.
Fair enough.
I'm Jean. I was scheduled to become a bird rider, the giant eagles of the sky, and the egg batch that we were aimed for was corrupted. In fact, all the eggs were. And so she was traveling on a train just to go back to her family, and all of us on that convey, but on this train that is apparently traveling through time. And I learned the only good thing that I heard, because I couldn't figure out what it was. I also saw my first dragonborn. That was rather a startling sight.
We're not getting your life story, Gene.
Oh, anyway, if I bought a ticket,
where would you want a ticket to now?
Well, I heard they were giant birds in the 5th iteration, so before I got to take forward.
Born, and he would get a ticket to Nimbus.
He wants the freightliner there. Alrighty.
Okay. I didn't think that was possible, but maybe.
That's the point.
It's
the point. Okay.
That was just his wish. We are on the indicator that indicates that someplace near Apex is where this Fellstone is supposed to be placed.
Well, we know that the Fellstone is supposed to be placed in a specific point on the map because we saw the big globe thing in that prophesied where they were supposed to be.
Right.
In not in Quantifus's lair, but near unto it in the mountain.
Yes. Alrighty, and so we arrived here by temporal train just outside of the little town of Selk. You could see the town down below you.
We got here through Miri's portal.
Oh, that's right.
And apparently, Gene has.
Yes.
So I didn't touch it.
Yeah. No. Okay.
And then we went down the road towards Apex, and we came across a Tarmakian slaver who had a line of others who he was going to turn in. And we had a little conversation. The others are fair game.
Right.
Yeah.
There is such thing as irregular slaving, but that is literally what Xavier would have said if he was there.
Xavier is there, isn't he?
At that.
We moved on.
Okay. The tree line is disturbed. And you see something plummeting to the ground. With a heavy thud, Xavier impacts the ground, not doing any physical damage, but knocking the wind out of himself.
Okay.
Where the hell did you fall from?
He'll get up, shake his head. My brain is.
No, this is the scene. This is the scene where Loki turns and says, "I have been falling for the last 2 days."
Nice.
He fell out of the train, but it didn't land until now.
Be back, monkey boy. We're headed to Apex. Well, what's left of it. We're trying to put a Fellstone here.
Is this just open farmland we're on, or what?
Okay, so it's a hilly leading into a mountainous region. You're heading northward on the main road. You'd come to a place where there was a split between a well-used local road and a very disused main road, and the indications were that you should follow the main road to get to Apex. So you turned off the more traveled path onto a lesser traveled path, and that's what you've been moving down.
Yeah. That answers my question. If there were any like trees around, he was gonna actually move through the trees and follow the party that way. But
You
there's no like trees around to do that, so never mind.
It's forested. It's forested mountains.
Mooncat, stop for a moment. This doesn't make sense. Unless this is the road.
How would you know?
Look at it.
No,
Nowhere.
in the places where you can see the paving stones and such, it's broad, and it's just not been well maintained. It looks like it hasn't been used regularly for quite a long time.
Hey, it's been beat the hell out of.
Wait a moment. The
Mooncat's disturbed.
So what's the matter with this place we're going to?
Okay, the disturbed nature. Okay, so yeah, the disturbed nature of Mooncat, just making sure that it's not feeding off of what's going on with Tiara, because Tiara would have also known that the road was not in current use. So I'm just making sure that you're not just feeding over from one character thinks it knows to what.
No, it was a question. You know, capital cities have major roads that are well maintained. She does.
Says who?
If the city was just,
I think she is a road snob.
if the city
what?
was just,
Oh, your highness, is this road nae good enough for you?
but to that
I'm
point,
a ranger. I don't travel most roads, but I'm familiar with roads that leave the capital city.
Then don't worry about it. We're heading to the city. Let's go.
he was destroyed though. Maybe this was the main.
A long ago.
Ah, there's Steven. How did he come to be here randomly? Did you guys tell him to be the tree?
Nope.
Hey, Steven. Another thing falls out of the sky. Jeez.
We've got a stuff.
Was he with you last week?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
So more than likely he was out gathering wood or something.
Good
Anyway.
God.
Yeah.
It's raining players.
Yes, I would.
All right.
And
Good song.
After traveling up this ridge, you finally make it to there's a basically the top of the mountain pass that leads around it. But this one is rather disturbing because it's matching with the circle, and within the circled area, most of the trees, not all of them, but most. Yes, it's similar to something like here on Earth, the Tunguska blast of 1918, but it also has the for those
Tunguska blast.
Neomoria.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a similar weapon was used here.
okay, let me worry out of character because that went in my mind to something else. But anyway. Well, apparently,
So you say that there are buildings that are being rebuilt?
yeah.
Well, there were some signs of reconstruction going on, but circular pattern, just basically saying that the radial blast was something bigger than the actual town size itself. So, although they call it a city, population here might be 3,000 or 4,000 at the top. So it's not, it's not
It's not a
the other time.
Because Valara we were told that Apex had something like 10 to 20,000 people in it.
Yeah, we were told that it was destroyed.
So you're saying there's 3,000 people now?
Well, the structures that are knocked down don't look like they would have supported more than 2,000 or 3,000.
We have more than that in refugees in Silk.
Yes, a lot has happened in the months since you've been up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to realize that the ultimate ramification of temporal travel isn't the problem. There isn't the fact that people go back in time. The fact that anything they do back there affects the now.
Okay.
Are you familiar? Have you seen Labyrinth?
Yes.
Remember how he can just change the stones and the walls move around on their own and read occupation?
Man, we have.
So it is that sort of. Okay, now I understand the effect, sort of.
Yes, just think of the fact that the more people go back and muck about, the less constant the present will be.
That's good.
So
time will eventually. This is the purple veil versus white veil argument, really at its crux. Purple veil says let's just let the storms run their course, because eventually all storms will blur together, because eventually the planet will be encompassed in one, and we will have a world where all opportunities and possibilities exist.
Sounds good to
White
me.
veil says let's destroy the very concept of the rotation of things and make there be nothing. Just end it all. And the blue veil just says stop mucking about. So there's your three positions on the temporal argumentative scale.
There's a very helpful diagram that can help
yes, you can
wanna
definitely
go
show
look
them.
at it.
Yeah, you can definitely show them the very, very easy to understand and.
it's
Give me a moment. Let me open it for you all.
I'm good. You don't
Oh
have to.
God! Oh God!
Please
I
share
like
it for a
it.
moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
share and tell time.
Yeah, let me
So-
just share my screen real quick, and
It's just
There
gonna
we
mess
go.
up the stream, though.
no, it's not. See, does this not make lots of sense? There's
It
at least
takes-
30 cents here.
It takes a minute.
It takes more than a minute. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
If you follow this red triangle here in the center, you'll see that time and white veil and blue veil are caught in this three-way thing with life caught in the middle.
That's where life belongs.
Yep.
So.
Okay. Thanks for sharing.
Is that depth or
Yeah.
something?
That's
from the
really
top?
nice.
So.
You did a lot of work on that.
Yep. All
you
30
did-
minutes.
Yep. It
you
looked like
did- Does
5-man work,
the
though.
Maybe an hour.
does the radio hole look like it could fit? I'm just surmising here. Does the radio hole look like it could fit a Bellstone or bigger?
No, the entire city is in a giant blast radius.
Mm-hmm.
The beam weapon that was used on Neo Moria and on Cauldron was also used here.
To death.
Alright,
Oh,
so Valaire's going to walk into the center-ish area.
Well, as you're heading down, you'll see that there are people that are actually working on the properties and such. And before you get there, you'll also be passing through some of the farmlands, because I'm just describing what you're looking at across the valley. You're not right on top of the town
Oh,
at this
okay.
point. I was just giving you a visual on what you could see.
In the distance.
Well, to be more direct, he also wants to look at the map that we have marked the exact location of where the Fellstones are supposed to be, and see if he can tell from the map whereabouts they should look of where to place it.
Sure, and the map's presentation suggests that it's in the at the very. Let's go ahead and pull up the map. Let me go do that for you.
Sure thing. Man, by the time I'm done with the map, I'm gonna know Nycos so well. Visually, anyways.
Yep. You're a bit.
So are the this is
Yeah, you're actually. Let's see. Whisper Mist. Yep. So, you're on the north side of the Whisper Mist. The town of Selk is right where the S is in the Whisper Mist, the first S. Obviously not the other one, because I'd be out in the ocean and you wouldn't be there.
Oh, hell no. Yeah.
Would not be there.
So are we up like that central forest tile?
You see where my mouse is?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in that little mountainous range, looking down across this valley. And
Kind of like that tri-hex area?
Yeah, the three mountains here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
This valley is what you're looking into. That's where Apex is.
Okay.
Ironically, Apex, which normally means the top, is referring not to the top, but the bottom in both the the nation of Fulcrum, which is above it, and also in elevation, it is the low point. So the blast area cleared basically a bunch of marshy, muddy property, and think of Monty Python. This is the country where they built a city and it fell into the swamp, and then they built a second one and it sank into the swamp, and then the third one
Oh, great.
lit on fire, burned up, and fell
Yeah,
into the swamp.
man. And then second.
But the fourth one stayed up, and this will all be yours.
So Apex is Swamp Castle. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Apex is swamp.
Well, it's been filled in now because so they have farmlands.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about like peat farmers or rice growers. It's marshy bottomlands is what they can grow beans and potatoes and stuff because the soil's so rich and muddy.
Beans, peas, potatoes.
Now, tomatoes,
I don't
You
think
know
it really
what?
matters.
Because you can always make a pot with soil in it and grow a
The
tomato.
point is that they grow stuff.
Yep.
yeah.
And that blast area, even as you're approaching it, even though it looks pretty much blasted and burned out, you can see that there is new growth coming up through the soil. So the ground was verdant enough that even after the blast, there was enough seedlings already in the ground that they're starting to sprout.
So the ground wasn't actually. I thought I was under the impression that it was basically irradiated, not the case. Okay.
Yeah, it was actually hit with specifically a beam of radiant energy.
Jonathan,
Okay. So
I forgot.
It is
I can do that.
Hi,
You
Jay.
need an alarm clock like mine that goes off at 12:45.
Yep, me
did.
too.
I did. I
Well-
forgot.
And you missed by 3
Yeah,
hours.
yes.
That's a heck of a miss.
I
Well,
forgot to
luckily
hit
you don't have to worry
this
about it because John may have it with John.
It's fine.
I-
Anyways,
No worries.
You're here? Fine.
Yep.
We continue.
All right. So, as I said,
where does it say the Feldstone should be on this map?
the top,
Right in the middle?
No, those mountains to the north, the highest peaks, the sharp
Uh-huh.
ones, that's where it needs to be placed.
Up in the mountains. Okay.
Yeah.
So overlooking Apex.
Right.
And we're on the opposite side, so we got to cross over Apex and get up into the mountains.
Right. And so obviously the best way is to stay on this nice paved road, which once you clear the mountains and see the road here, it's odd that the road here from here on in looks like it's well traveled, but it sort of makes sense because there's a lot of farmland to the left and the right. There's actually some herdsmen that are tending a flock of sheep, and it's a rather considerable flock of sheep. There must be 300 or 400 of them on the hillsides there. So they're the first people you could potentially talk with if you wanted to find out more information. One thing to notice is that up in the mountains above, drifting slowly, lazily to and from it.
Can we tell what kind of airship? Like, are they Elven, Dwarven?
There's a few of dwarven construct. There's a couple that are of human construction, and although you haven't seen any, there's no indication of the Eldrin anywhere near here. Though there's none of the thin, sleek craft that you've familiar with from other iterations.
Okay.
Do I see any of the section craft?
Oh, good question. From here, the farmers look to be human. They might be half elven. Really can't make out the distinction from here. The left side of the road looks like the property has been tilled, and there is a person with curved horns and a furry complexion. It could be a sec gen of the sheep type, or it could be even a possible tiefling. Now that you've got experience with both.
Or a really hairy Tarmakian.
Well, too short, and the horns are far too curled.
Hmm. So a freak.
Is it a
Okay,
goat
so,
or a sheep?
wait, not the.
I'm just glad last time I finally got a use for my book.
That was funny. That was.
That was the best payoff that's ever happened in Nycos.
So, I'm gonna probably headed towards the mountain, but I'm gonna keep an eye out if we pass by the possible goat man to
Well,
figure out.
I'm just saying that these are the people
Yeah.
you can see immediately as you're walking down into the valley, which explains why the road is so well traveled. It looks like they've used it quite a bit for like carrying goods to market or something.
Yeah, local travel, but not distance travel.
Right.
Yeah.
That mountain range kind of acted like the edge of their world. They didn't go any further up into the hills.
Okay.
Also, from this vantage point, as you're descending, that kind of paler yellow to the left there is much more verdant farm fields. So it's fields of grain and such are growing down there.
Okay.
Amber waves of grain, you could say.
Walking distance?
Say that again?
Is there anybody close by walking distance?
Yeah, so I said all the people that I just described are people that you can walk to go see.
Okay.
Go talk to
I
the
want to walk to the
herdsman
furry,
or the goat guy.
the goat guy.
Okay. As you approach, he kind of looks up from his work and trots back to his house. And when he comes out, he's got this long stick with a very round barrel and a cork sticking out of it.
Interesting.
Small piece of string is attached to the cork, and you can visually see that it goes back to a roll of twine attached at his hip.
Valaire's gonna hold his arm out, stop the rest of the party, and just watch.
All right.
Watch me or
Hey, watch
them?
this. This is gonna be good.
Yeah, they're watching Tomato and Jack as they approach the.
Hello, friend.
I'm not a friend if you've come from the south. We're not putting up with any more of you brigands.
I'm not from the south.
Excuse me, I just watched you walk down the hill with your friends. You're clearly from the south. Moving northward on my road.
It's your world.
Aye, this part is.
I toss him a silver coin. I said, well,
I
then
don't
this
want your money, I want you off my land, so stay on the road.
Alright, I'll go back to the road. And again, we'll walk with Jack back onto the road.
Okay,
Alright, on the road.
alright.
Valaire's gonna
Now, if you
walk
want
over to him and pat him on the back.
Now, if you want to talk, I'm fine with you talking, but don't be walking on my land without permission.
You're very right. I'm very sorry for that, Rude.
Yeah.
Have you seen any white birds with very big birds? They don't have feathers, but flying in the sky.
No, I don't think he has. Don't worry about it. Let's keep moving on.
White big birds with no feathers.
Things that you kind of funny, like, no, I.
And I'm
The
gonna.
thing he was carrying.
A gun?
It's a gun. It's a pop gun. He shoots at the trigger, the cork comes out, flies at you, and makes a giant thunder boom.
It's not very accurate unless you're really close, which I was
He's
close.
actually,
So.
well, he's actually, Valaire's actually met the guy who invented them, so.
Aye, he's got the more rifle-y style of it, but
The older version.
aye. I've mostly dealt with the little pop guns, the
What's
smaller
dangerous
pistol
about
size.
a boom?
It'll send you flying back 30 feet or so,
And probably make it where you can't see ya for a while.
and concuss you, and who knows what else. Oh, John, you don't need to share the map anymore if you don't want to.
Oh, got nothing else going on, so unless you guys don't want the map, I can put it away.
Oh no, it's fine.
I'm at.
Righto, so up the hill we go. Now, don't tell anybody what we're about. Okay?
Oh,
We
it's
don't
just
need to know. And if we get our job done, then things might be a lot better here for us to engage with afterwards.
alright.
prove so.
Just
Yep.
pay attention, because things might be different after we put the fillstone in, so...
Ah.
What exactly is this Hellstone?
A
Wait, where's your
big.
shield?
But you're still walking, so don't panic if you can take
Yeah.
This is perfectly fine. This is where the expository dialogue matches with the slow travel towards town.
Right. It's,
Dragon egg?
It's a dragon egg, sort of. It's a conduit of power between the dragons and time and,
Space.
that sort of thing.
And
And so when we place it, it seems to suck up all the badness that's happening in place and shoo it off. It makes things different. I don't know if it's necessarily good or not, but it makes things different,
you
solidified.
believe it's better afterwards, right?
Every place we have done so far has been much better
You know,
afterwards.
Jonathan, it's really weird. Your face morphs in and then disappears.
He is Nycos.
It's like an eye looking out of the... Oh god.
Okay, now you're.
Don't look
Yeah.
behind the man behind the curtains.
Eh,
Now you see me.
so.
There's a man appearing out of the sky.
Now you see me. Now you don't.
Man, John, you look a lot better.
Her bow
this
is
way.
in her hand and an arrow is not.
Ah.
But it's not up.
Okay,
It's,
so you've
it's-
knocked a bow. You've knocked but not drawn a bow.
yeah.
Wait, why? No,
Don't-
what did you do?
Just walking down the street with the bow drawn.
Put your bow down, you stupid...
This is the road, right?
It's on the road.
You don't know what might be on either side of it. It might come out and attack.
Put your bow down before I snap it in twain.
Anyway, as you're cruising down the roadway, and you were just being conversational about it, you see 3 wagons basically departing from the town, headed your direction. Now,
Put your bow down.
they're
She puts her bow on her shoulder.
you're a considerable distance from them still, so it's not like there's any detail that you can make out of the distinction, other than they are drawn by oxen.
John, is Jack barking because something's not right? Like, because I almost have that sixth sense.
Our job is not to
There's nothing.
threaten anybody.
There's nothing yet
Okay.
untoward about the town or the area. As a matter of fact, this may be the most idyllic place you've been in a long time, because there's birds flying across the sky and the sound of the sight of little squirrels and lizards and stuff making their appearance along the edges of the road. Up ahead, you do see
Alright.
on the edge of the roadway what looks to be some sort of if you will, for lack of a better term, roadkill. Some small animal is dead along the side of the road, and there's a heavy build black crow, almost raven size. It's big, but it's still just the narrow beak of a crow pecking away at the eyes of whatever it is that's laying on the ground.
And Valaire's gonna go over to
Indeed.
Mooncat and remind her, oh, and remember, you're supposed to be taking care of Bronzy, so you can't
I
be
have.
off gallivanting with your bow around. There's
Yeah.
no danger here.
Just gotta-
Okay. I've been feeding him my dried meat. Is that okay?
Aye, that's fine. I don't know if he'll like it or not, but
He's trotting behind her.
Well, I haven't had time to hunt for fresh meat,
Wait.
but perhaps later I can.
Anyway,
that's fine.
he's just trotting along behind her. He keeps nudging her pocket, trying to get more. Typical.
Yeah, she cuts off slivers, so it's easy for him to handle.
Yeah, he was the sickly one, so he was being carried most of the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
What
he's-
are you
But
talking
it's
about?
good for him to get exercise.
Right. And where's the silver? The grumpy.
The gold one's on my shoulder.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, he'd be across both your shoulders, right? Because he was the
Yeah.
one who's bigger. All right. So as you're a group, and they've moved down towards the roadway a little bit, the more like looky loo than anything else, but they.
It's not me.
It's Jonathan's.
No, it's not.
What?
Me. Let me see if I can adjust the fan. I just
Ha! He was right. It was yawning.
is anybody but him. That better?
Much better.
Nope.
It's not perfect, but
No,
it's much better.
it's still happening. I just don't think it's coming from you. But
I'll sit over here and sweat instead. It's only another hour or whatever, so half an hour. All right. So, did that take care of it?
Yes.
Yeah, actually.
It was me. So, this microphone's way too. Oh, I know what it is. It's probably on the other microphone. No, the other microphone's turned off. Anyway. So, as they're standing chit-chatting with you, you notice further down, riding at about a 40-degree angle towards you from the, what would that be, the west, is a small contingency of cavalry, about 16 horse, and the lead is bearing the banner, which is a red plaid symbol, red and black mostly, with a little bit of a yellow strain going through it. And across that is what looks to be a pyramid shape.
I have a question real quick,
yeah.
and I know this is silly. Did I use my shield for something?
I don't recall.
I'm gonna do a history check on the banner.
Okay, yeah, it is the emblem of the Pendergrass clan of Fulcrum.
I don't know anything about them.
They were there. Well, no, you wouldn't know anything about them. You can make a history check if you have local history, but I don't think here any of you would.
I don't think anybody's local here.
Right.
No.
So.
Oh.
Because the reason why I was giving a check to Xavier is he's kind of a history buff, so there's a possibility he might know. So go ahead and make a check at DC 15 with disadvantage.
Nope.
Yeah, say it would be with disadvantage anyway, so more than likely you wouldn't be able to. Anyway.
Yeah.
But the Pendergrass family was not higher in the hierarchy, so it wouldn't be something that was readily known about the area.
Okay, when I saw the banner, I was thinking they were the ones in charge of the city. That was my concern. That was the only.
Well, given the type of devastation that had been visited on the town, odds are that anybody that had been in the hierarchy probably is either dead or demoralized and running. Right. So. This has got to be somebody who'd be rank 3, rank 4, didn't live in town, maybe the black sheep kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we're heading outside of town, and he's coming towards us?
Well, you're just going down the main road towards town. And
okay, so we haven't crossed over yet.
Right, and he's coming towards you across the open and broken ground, basically from the edge of the devastation. So he's from beyond that area. But he's just basically moving to basically looks like an intercept path. But you're not hiding. B, you're on a main road, and other people in the community are talking. So if they have any kind of communications capability, odds are they've been alerted to your approach.
Well, Valaire's going to try to be as inconspicuous as he can be, which is basically moving to the other side of the road and just continuing down like nothing's going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll get out of the way.
Mind our own business, just walking down the road.
Okay, so the cavalry don't tend to like to have their horses ride directly on the roadway, but they nonetheless are going to try to intercept just ahead of your position. So the 16 will basically array themselves at about 100 yards from you, basically acting as a virtual blockade of the roadway as you're approaching. So
Is she 100 feet?
100 yards.
Okay,
They're trying. It literally is. Looks like they're theoretically trying to protect the town from whoever you are, but also not to be offensive and aggressive towards you in the process.
Okay, so
Valaire's
Wow.
gonna hold up his hands.
Let's cause.
Hey, we mean you no harm. We're just passing through. We're trying to get to the other side of your town. We're not stopping. We just want to get to the other side. We pose no danger.
The one guy that was the herald remains where he is with holding the banner. A merchant bearing dragons. I am in the market to purchase one.
They're not for sale, and we're not merchants. We're adventurers, and these are part of our group. If you wish to purchase one, I may be able to help you, though.
So the guy motions to two of his lieutenants, and the three of them come trotting forward.
I gotta pick somewhere on the map that's really far away. Give me a second. Just look at the map real quick.
I think it's one of the most inhospitable place. Somewhere
Yeah.
up in the frozen north.
No, even further than that.
Further than? Okay.
An island off in the ocean.
Okay,
Say that again,
Right.
Tomato.
An island in the ocean.
no.
Okay. As they trot forward, the guy actually you can see that he's like checking his pockets or some of the pouches on his belt for some reason as he's coming forward. They pull up short at about 60 feet away, far enough. Again, far enough away to not be within the range to hurt anybody, but again,
You said.
the Pendergrass family is trying to establish its dominance in this community, this area, in the unfortunate aftermath of the destruction by the others. We've had really no choice but to circle the wagons and whatnot, and the Pendergrass family is looking to identify and establish itself as the rightful rulers here. And
Aye.
by aligning ourselves with the Dragon of Good Report, we anticipate that would present to the community a clear identity as the leaders here.
Well, unfortunately, I came from Moria, Neo Moria, or whatever you call it these days. But it too suffered a similar fate to Apex.
Yes, horrible
And,
tragedy. Horrible tragedy.
Aye, that's just where I came from. And so I know that there may be a chance for you to get a hold of one if you want to go to Barovia. I know it's a long ways, but I know that there were a couple of people who were merchants in dragons there.
But you have two with you now, and you yourself. I mean,
This one is
arguably-
mine.
See, you already have ownership of dragon. So what is the difference between whether that person, if this young elf was able to buy one from you, then I should be able to buy one as well.
This one was a gift.
Even
There's
better.
no gift. They're
Yeah.
not owned by either of you.
No,
They're babies. They're just
I
kind of
care
is.
for it.
And trust me, so would we.
Not mine to give.
Unfortunately, these aren't for sale. I'm very sorry about that.
Well,
Now, if there's anything I, as the great Valaire,
well,
can do for
I was
you,
just going to say the other option would be, of course, with the clear and powerful might that you personally possess. We could certainly use you as a champion in our cause.
and what is your cause exactly?
The exertion of the dominance of the Pendergrass family in this realm. There are some dingoes that need to be driven off of some of our land, and we'd be willing to hire you to expunge us of that.
Oh, that sounds
Inconvenient.
grand. If you could help us, first we have a very pressing appointment up in the mountains just northwards of town. But as soon as we come back, we'll be coming right back down into town, and I'd be happy to help you out then.
What mountains could you possibly be heading towards? He points at the spiky ones. He says, that way leads madness and death. Why would you be going there?
Aye, that's usually where I have to go. Madness and death. That sounds about right.
He's not wrong.
I have a quest to kind of deal with places of madness and death, if you know what I mean. So
He has the strength to obliterate all.
Beliterate? Beliterate. That's a good word.
Obliterate.
no, beliterate.
Beliterate.
I like to belittle all who stand in my path.
You do like to do that.
Aye, so
He says,
if you're okay with waiting like a few days, we'll just be up there with quick pinch and come right back down.
well, there's certainly opportunity for that. But you certainly
Do
won't
you
sell
have
them.
horses?
I have 3 dragons to trade for one.
Yeah, that's not really close to a price that I would look at. I'm in no need of your money either way, so unfortunately, no, I can't part with them.
Well,
But
if you do go into the mountains and you somehow survive, there is a reward for the elimination of the threat that resides up there.
do you know what
great.
it
What's
is?
the threat?
Yes.
Well, his name's Folgar. He's a
Fulgar?
Folgar. Yeah, he's a fire giant, and his
Is he very vulgar?
his hall? No, but he claims to be a direct descendant of the first of the Fulgrim that occupied this valley long before, and therefore he's claiming all of Fulcrum as his nation.
Well,
Hmm.
giants tend to do that when their names are similar.
Yes, they somehow do the mental gymnastics to say that they started the country or whatever.
Oh, not like they're very good at gymnastics to begin with, and the mental kind is even harder for
Or
them.
very good at city building.
Well,
Yeah,
yes,
they like to clunk rocks
they
together and call it a house.
they tend to appropriate the domains of the Grim that they clear out, for they have a great hatred of the Grim.
Don't we all? Anyways,
Yes, don't we all?
Actually, we don't. The Grim have been relatively kind to our people.
oh, then maybe they're nice around here. But way back where I came from, back in Mariah, there was a whole bunch of Grim that were right dicks to me. But, you know, people are people.
Indeed.
You can't go judging them just by their race, you know. That would be
So-
silly.
Oh, yeah, that'd just be dumb. You know, it'd be like considering, like, for example, a dragon to be irrational, chaotic, and mean. You know, that's,
I know, foolish, silly.
So, other than the fire giant,
or that apes are curious and wear yellow hats.
I know, silly.
other than he is like Xavier will kind of try his best not to bristle at the challenge. And other than the fire giants, are there any other dangers that he may have with him, or is it mainly just this fire giant?
You're not familiar with the species, then, I take it. The fire giants tend to raise and breed hellhounds and hippogriffs and other.
It's hippogriff.
Yes.
Well, we'll certainly be dealing and having some choice words, if you say, with this fire giant, if you will.
Okay.
Choice words, if you get my
About
drift.
this time,
you know.
one of
And
the
then fire.
one of
I
the
use prestidigitation, and fire shoots up in the air like a show, like when he uses choice words. All right.
you're throwing fire in the air.
No. I use prestidigitation to make like an illusion of fire going up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's a traveling jester, and he's practicing his
I
tomfoolery.
was trying to be enhancing.
Are you trying to warn the giant of your approach? I mean, why would you throw fire unless you're an associate of his?
I think he was meaning to emphasize the fact that his fire will be put out. Right?
Yes,
Not
and
that we will be
the
extinguishing
dragon
the
is all
fire.
powerful, and he can do this type of things with ease, with his words, nonetheless. That's how powerful he is.
Valera's gonna lean in and put the hand to the side of the mouth and be like, "He's really trying. He's not very good at it yet, but
He goes,
give him a wee break. I'm
He-
trying to be supportive."
He looks at the dog and says, "So, did you get that from Elmo?"
What did you call him?
No, Elmo, you dolt. It's the one you got the
Your
doggy from.
Your dog. Didn't you get that from Elmo?
Aye, up in Banbury.
Oh, I didn't know you were local boys. What brings you so far inland?
Aye, well, we came down south, and I am well.
South? Banbury's south of here.
Am I turned around again?
Yeah, I think you remember the old road where the road split off. The common road went up to Banbury. The road that you guys took brings you here.
Oh, okay. I was looking at the map, and I think it said that Banbury was above Fulcrum.
No, it's below it. It's between it.
It's right at the edge of the Whisper Mist.
Oh well, we just came from Banbury long ago, and not too long ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, good to know that the locals are making friends with the dragons. We do have trouble with a couple of mean ones further up the mountain pass, but they don't really affect us too much. But our allies that live to the north of us have been having real trouble along the Vale of Curses.
Oof. Well, they chose to hang out in a place called the Vale of Curses. So what do you expect?
He got back to the lair. What colors? Ask him, please.
What colors? What?
What color are the dragons that are being bad?
No, there wasn't dragons. It was.
I wasn't talking about dragons.
Didn't you say there's a couple of dragons up north?
I did.
Oh.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I just said there's a couple of villainous dragons. I said I'm glad to see that you guys are making allies with the dragons because we've been having trouble with a couple of irascible ones up the valley.
Oh, well, maybe I should go have some more words with these irascible dragons as well.
What color are they?
Don't even bother. Save your breath. There are two of them. One is called Cobalt, and the other is called Sapphire. Yes, that makes them the Blues Brothers.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Well, they deserve to die just for that, don't they?
Yeah.
So
the problem is they've been making really good friends with the goblins that are teaching them songs.
Are they both blue?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I had good luck dealing with a green back by Mariah, but
well, that's half a world away, and they speak that Grolan speaks, so they speak a little slower. These guys are pretty much fast talkers and connivers and con men. So
great. Well, we'll try to avoid them and at least deal with the giant. Is there any? Do you have any transport that could help us get up the mountain, or a guide maybe?
Well, no, we're actually trying to consolidate the flatlands, so we're just on. We just
stretch thin.
Well, and we'd heard there was a dragon trader coming down the road, and like I said, we're trying to establish the Pendergrass family name, and so we thought we'd approach you.
Well, it's a good thing. You know, if you show respect to dragons, they'll show it to you. So, good luck with your search. And if I come across a dragon that needs a home, I'll think of you.
All right. And like I said, we hope to be able to maybe arrange for you to be our champion in the cause when you come back down the mountain.
Aye. Sounds delightful. Do you know anybody who has a wagon we could purchase, maybe?
No, like I said, this place is pretty much in rebuild mode, and so those kind of resources are being pretty much being held near and dear by those that own them.
Understand? It'll make it faster for us to get to and from it.
Horses are even going to be harder than a wagon. Anyways, well, thank you for your time. If you don't mind me just passing through, we'll be right back in a couple of days.
Yeah, my recommendation is, unless you're going to be willing to part with the dragons, that you don't take them through town. There are some people in town that are holding to a position other than we as of the Pendergrass, and they might not be so generous.
Other the less civilized people you're talking about?
Just more desperate.
All right, well then we'll take the roundabout then. But thank you for your time.
Excellent. See you when you return.
Will do. So he's
Well,
gonna walk down towards town and then do a roundabout the crater, I suppose.
Yeah, you can see where the roads are and basically take the outer pathways.
Yeah.
Is there anybody who is in eye shot that's like following them or watching them or anything?
Not that you can see. Well, there are people that are looky-loo watching, especially as you've gotten closer to town. But they're basically observing from a distance, and as soon as you look their direction, of course, they cast their eyes away and start working on whatever they were working on before.
Okay.
You do present quite a sight.
I do. I am very beautiful.
Okay, so we are not getting any unwanted.
We don't know. He hasn't been able to discern that.
Right. You don't have any clearly oppositional folks in this case. When you get closer to town, though, you'll also notice that there are a bunch of children that are either playing in the streets or whatever, and when they see you with the dragons,
they say, car! Sorry.
You say what?
Car. He was making a joke about playing in the street.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Anyway, they see your approach, and their fascination with the dragons, since they are small and not really threatening and yet definitely unique, have caught their attention, and so they're basically doing the looky-loo thing. They don't want to get in the way, so they're like goading each other to get closer and that kind of thing. So they're like scooting along the area. They're not actually messing with you. If that breeze gets too much, let me know. But I had to turn the air back on in here. It's just
no problem.
Okay.
Is there a way for you to switch the side of your head that the microphone's on?
You're gonna be confused, though.
No, not really.
no.
Okay.
I'll move it in.
No worries then.
I'll move it in closer though. Maybe that'll help.
Just shove it right up your nose. That's usually the best. That's much better. Much better.
Now we can't listen to the story.
It sounded like it was stuck in your mouth.
It really did.
You gotta
You gotta break your mic.
No, it's elastic. It's meant to be bent. So.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to say let's get you to stop.
Oh, I see. Trying to get me to stop. I got you.
Now I can barely hear you.
That's your fault, Gene. Turn the volume up.
I'm gonna do a.
Can you hear me now?
So,
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Valera's going to whisper to the gold dragon on his shoulder and say, "Hey, boyo, do you want to go play with the kids for a little bit?"
Yeah. Can I have one?
No.
Yes!
You can
Sorry,
play
no.
with them if you want.
Of course not.
I can play with them.
Well,
Just
they're
don't
bigger
bite
than
them.
you, so don't bite and don't hurt nobody.
And don't squeeze them or lay on them.
Do you want to be their friend?
Why?
Then we won't worry about it.
I just mean, what's it going to profit us?
Well, I mean, it might be fun for
Wait
you.
a moment. Well, that was a greedy statement.
Yeah, I know.
You don't know this one. This is the one that he's had trouble with the whole time.
There's a reason why I only have him on my shoulders, and I let you carry the bronze one. Because the bronze one is normal and cute and nice, and this one is a bit strange for a gold.
He also still has his 8 eyes, doesn't he? Or is he?
No, you said that they're
Oh, that's right. They got
fixed
fixed
when
They
they
got
got back.
fixed. That's right.
But she does cut a slightly bigger piece and kind of chews it a little bit first and then hand it to the dragon, see if he'll eat it, kind of softening it up.
Wait, you have to. I thought the dragon has teeth.
It does. It looks at her
Because
kind of funny. Looks at you kind of funny. Sniffs a little bit and doesn't quite turn up its nose, but it takes the piece reluctantly, lays it on the ground, and paws it a bit across the dust until it's covered with a little bit of dirt, and then it picks it up and eats it.
Ah, so you don't like the taste of elk. Okay,
You
I
had it in
understand.
you had it in your mouth. God, it just kind of looks at you funny. Like, ooh.
Well, I
social
thought it-
distancing. Come on.
Yeah, man. You have to be like 6 feet away. You're not even
Well,
related.
she thought it would be more like a mother that would chew the food and offer
Yeah,
it.
but it's sound enough to
Dragons?
eat.
No.
Dragons get.
They'll
No,
swallow things whole
hang
more
on,
likely.
hang
than
on for
chew it.
clarification. She's thinking about raising birds, so she's trying to raise it the way a bird mother would raise a bird. That's because a bird will do that thing and then spit up. That's a bird thing, not a dragon thing. Dragon will go wound a little squirrel and throw the squirrel on the nest alive.
Yeah, they don't
Okay.
worry about
Mastication is not their problem.
She cuts another piece. Sorry about that. I learned from my mistakes, and she hands him a piece.
I'm gonna do a perception as we're walking just to make sure that there's no
Man, Xavier really wants there to be some bad guys in here, doesn't he? Holy crap! Go
I
ahead.
don't.
Go ahead, make
There's
your
kids
perception
here.
test, Xavier. DC 14.
so I don't notice anything with the 4, so I keep walking.
Okay. Tomato, you get to make a perception test because Xavier's acting weird.
16.
Okay, you notice that one of the boys that was following the group is a little broader of shoulder, and his facial lines indicate that he's probably considerably more mature than the others that are around him. And
Is he a dwarf?
dawns on you he's probably a halfling.
Halfling. Oh, he's one to me. Right? I'm
Yeah.
a halfling.
Yeah.
Hey, brother. How you doing?
You wave at the guy, he spins around trying to see who you're looking at. When he realizes you're looking at him, he flips you the bird and runs away.
Let's deal with the people in town right now that are usually not nice until after we do what we're gonna do.
The only reason to do a little bit of it is just so that this group can be taught how that works, but because you're the only one here that's not.
Well, that's fine. If you guys want to go, do you want to stay?
No,
the
no,
night?
no.
No, I want to go.
Let's
Let's
get
go
this
find a
done.
place to sleep. I'm tired. I'm tuckered out.
Sometimes an object lesson's better than a verbal lesson. That's all I was thinking.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Let's go find an end to sleeping.
Yes.
Oh,
Is there a silver dragon? Or,
I would-
There's
a silver chalice?
There's a silver chalice in town. Sure is.
Is there a green dragon?
There is not.
Well,
There is a tilted kilt, however.
oh no.
Okay.
That's awful.
Okay.
They make fun of my people.
the swishing kilt. There we go, the swishing kilt.
What was that, Tomato?
Is there a Starbucks nearby?
You don't smell any cinnamon in the air. Sorry.
You
We're
said
gonna
next
go-
time we
Wouldn't
meet
it be
up,
better to
we
camp
will
out?
see a Starbucks.
Oh, now Mooncat goes. Why don't we camp out?
Okay, if you want to camp out, that's fine.
It's-
How far would we have to go outside of town before we get to non-rubble covered
Oh,
dirt?
Probably it would be right about sunset when you get there, and that would get you past town. So you could do that if you wanted, but you'd be still in
Okay.
the valley.
Is there a way that we can do it out of sight so that we're not near the road?
Yes, we can get off the road and find
Where
a
people are
place
gonna
with
follow us.
water.
You would by necessity have to be off the road to be headed up towards the
Yeah.
mountain, because remember the main road goes north into the valley.
Can I look a survival check to find a camping site and water?
Camping site with water. Sure. You're gonna have to range out a bit, so you're gonna leave the group behind to do that.
I will take Xavier with me.
I have a fabric. We can make a tent.
I
I
have a
fire.
tent. In fact, I have a royal pavilion style tent.
Big enough for everybody.
So I will
Originally, it was supposed to be just for me, but I guess I'll share.
do. I will go with Mooncat to do a.
Wait, you're gonna leave the dragons outside by themselves?
Are you taking?
No,
No, it goes in the tent with us.
I was
No,
talking
you
about leaving the halflings, the dirty halflings, outside by themselves. But I guess we can allow them in.
That's racist. We're not all dirty.
So for my survival, 9.
What'd you get, Shadowstalker? What did you get, Shadowstalker?
Just a moment, I'm trying to get it. It's on my computer. Okay, my nature is +4. I rolled a 13, 17.
Yeah, you find a place. It's a little close to a farmhouse, but they don't seem to be. The people inside don't seem to be tending
Alive?
too much attention. No, they're not paying much attention to it. You see that they've got a fire in their fireplace inside the building, and there's a bit of a glow from their windows. But the small swale that you found as a place to camp is, for the most part, protected from sight from the main road, and does have a well that you can draw water from.
Oh, cool. That's wonderful.
Tubular.
So she motions for you guys to follow. She gets basically gets you, and between she and Xavier, they get you to that encampment area.
Oh, yeah.
So you start setting up the tent.
Yep.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Would I be able to use prestidigitation to stain a fabric into making the banner?
Not permanent.
No,
Two things. Number one is it's only 1 foot by 1 foot.
Yeah.
So it's not big enough to actually be a banner. So it's roughly that big of a thing, and it just would be the image for 60 seconds and then it fades.
Oh, okay. Well, that was worth a try.
Yeah,
You could do it as like a pattern to show someone to do it permanently. Like, this is what I want it to look like.
Right.
All right.
And you
Well, I'm gonna play with my sewing, my tailor kit, and see if I can make it.
if you have a tailor's kit and some cloth, you could
Yeah.
make an improvisational version, but you'll still have to buy cloth of the right color. And if you're looking to if you're trying to do the tartan, the plaid that they're using,
You can't.
That's a little more difficult because you can't find anybody that would sell it.
Hey, John, I have a question.
I have an answer.
Do you know the old style, like really fancy pens that are pencils, like the first ones that had lead? Do you know what size lead they used?
They were rather larger because you couldn't cast lead that fine. So they were quite broad. They were, if the normal pencil we use now is a 0.2, I actually saw a lead pencil. It's probably a 4 or 6.
I have a 0.7 lead and.
Oh no, nowhere near
0.5.
that small.
No, 0.7's bigger.
No, not 0.07, but 0.7.
Yeah.
0.7 I understand, and 0.9 is what I use. I'm telling you that this thing is probably half a centimeter wide.
No, the one I have a fancy old style one from like the 50s that I've been using, and I just ran out of lead, and I don't know what size it is. I think it's thinner than this 0.7 that I have, so it's got to be 0.2 or 0.5.
They don't have 0.2, but 0.5 is available.
No clue.
That's
just wondered if you guys
John
knew.
is old and he would know these things, but he doesn't have the greatest memory.
If I was gonna ask, I was gonna ask Gene and John because they're the ones that would know.
Yeah,
I was talking about the original lead pencil, not a modern lead pencil.
No, mechanical.
Which is not
pencil.
lead.
Yeah, not the wood one.
Okay.
Anyways, sorry.
The largest one is a 0.9 that I know of a
That's
modern.
okay. I'm really gonna ruin Gene's day because it's 4 o'clock.
Oh, that's okay. It's okay.
So we'll start next week with the encampment just outside and
Yeah.
all of that. So
Oh, it was a perfect ending then.
Yeah, we'll see you on
Camping out under the stars,
And
see you
that's
on
two people who
Sunday.
might
the
do that.
non-existent stars.
exactly. All
Unless
right.
there's no game Saturday, and then I'll see you on Saturday. But
Well, we're gonna be working on stuff on Saturday, so. But we'll definitely be online, so feel free to come and jump in and chat with
okay.
us. Thank you guys for putting up with my nonsense, and sorry I was not here on time before.
What happened?
Thank you,
Cheers, John.
thank you to everybody that watched the stream with us today, and make sure you catch up with us every time on 1 o'clock on dailies for the COVID incursion videos.